We have all kinds of experiences while out on the road. In fact, traveling provides very little downtime, and that low-grade anxiety you feel on vacations because there's just not enough time to see everything you'd like to, becomes this constant buzz that's a little bit of a chore to quiet down. So as I struggle to force these words on the screen, realize that although this lifestyle may seem like kind of an extended vacation, anyone who's lived a nomadic lifestyle will tell you that the reason most people don't live like this is because it's a much more difficult way of life. So why do it then? Why spend all this money and time to put your family into a situation that's more difficult? Well, for me, it's a few reasons. The first is that struggling with your family in the pursuit of a goal, in my experience, has always created a tighter bond and a better understanding of them. The second is that although this lifestyle is more difficult, it's exponentially more fulfilling. The friendships we've made, the places we've seen, and the connections we made to each other alone would be more than enough reason to leave behind modern conveniences and hit the open road. So just know this, most of us aren't trying to avoid showing the bad parts, and the intention isn't to highlight how cool or quote-unquote epic our life is. On the contrary, just put yourself in our position. When Mama Ox and I are arguing or yelling at the kids, how often do you think it crosses our mind to grab a camera and start filming? Anyways, I hope the exhaustion in my words isn't too obvious, and I am eternally grateful to be able to have the life we're leading. So, thank you to you faithful few that have followed along on our journey.
But maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
I'm Jason, a wild adventurer, and this is my better half, Francesca. She's pretty much the glue that holds this little family together. Marley is my firstborn, and a little too smart for her own good if you ask me. Jax is my boy through and through. There's not a tree too tall or a trail too tough for this little adventurer. So this is the OXFamily, and the story of an ordinary family wandering this amazing planet in search of extraordinary places.
Alright, we are at Silver Springs State Park in right outside of Ocala. And I think we're going to attempt to float a river. See how that goes. Maybe. It's a little on the chilly side, so I might just walk around and try to tackle this a few days. But should we go down here?
The plan was to spend one more day in Ocala, Florida before making our way south. Way south. In fact, as far south as you can get in the States. I'd really never even considered visiting the Keys, but we were looking for that warm, so we spent our last day exploring Silver Springs State Park before heading to the Florida Keys.
The water here is super crystal clear. Crystal clear, my friends. Crystal clear. But we heard there was monkeys here, so we're looking for the monkeys. I didn't know there was monkeys in the U.S. natively, but apparently in Florida there is. There we are, we're going on a glass boat bottom tour in Silver Springs State Park. And
in your pocket?
Yeah, in my pocket. And yeah, that's what we're doing. That was a fun boat ride. Way funner than I thought it was going to be. Crystal clear water. We'll definitely have to come back here in kayaks and paddle around a bit for sure. It was a nice, fun afternoon adventure.
It was the holiday season, but our holiday spirit seemed to melt away in the warm Florida sun. You see, we're from Oregon, and the temperature and weather outside play a big part in our holiday traditions. A warm cup of hot chocolate around a fire, bundling up for frigidly cold Christmas light walks through the neighborhood, and driving up to the snowy mountains to cut our tree for the season. But when your home is on the road and the cold days are replaced with Florida's warm weather, you have to adapt. So we took to decorating the trailer with a warm cup of eggnog and a good holiday movie. We'd spent a lot more time in Central Florida than we'd planned on, and we knew there was so much more to see, so we started our journey south. We knew Key West would be the southernmost part of our trek, but how and when we'd get down there was still a mystery. So we said our goodbyes to the family in Ocala and made our journey south. Our first stop was E.G. Simmons State Park, a spot we picked at random, but were pleasantly surprised by how much we enjoyed it.
Where will you go? Won't you miss the ones you know? I'll be here, hanging on, waiting for your call. Seems like time as a wave passing by, leave a mark in our minds to turn to memories. Heard you want to leave this place where we grew up, this old town, just leave it all behind. The river's gonna cry when you're gone.
Okay, hop in the truck, please. We're leaving.
Alright, we're on the move again. We left E.G. Simmons State Park, which is a pretty cool park. It's not like on the beach. Well, I guess there was a little beach part, but most of it's like in the bay and then like in these like mangrove island waterways, like hiking trails for canoes and paddle boards and whatnot. So it's pretty fun. But now we're headed down to Venice Beach proper, so we'll actually get a cool beach going on. Unfortunately, it's kind of overcast and dreary, but it's supposed to be sunny by 4, so we're keeping our fingers crossed, staying optimistic, and hopefully we'll get some of that sunshine. Alright, well, we made it to Venice, and Fran's aunt actually has a place down here, so we went to stay at her place. She's still in Massachusetts, so she hasn't made it down here for the winter, but we're gonna head to the beach today, and it's sunny, but it's awful cold, so we'll see if actually anybody gets in. But other than that, we're gonna be here till I think tomorrow, and then we're gonna head down to Florida Keys and see if we can find a little bit warmer weather so we can actually get in the water. And yeah, that's it.
Aren't you tired of the drama? You use your words like they are knives. I don't need that type of drama and trying to be tough all the daytime. You try to make yourself feel better, by taking me down. Once I fell, but now I'm strong. I'm ready for the rematch. Shoot me down, don't you know I get up? Yeah, baby, I will fight. No, there ain't nothing stopping me. I'm bulletproof, I won't fall. I'm bulletproof, go on, shoot me down. I will always get up again.
Alright, didn't work out the way we wanted it to. Typical 2020 beach run, I guess. So now we're gonna maybe find something to eat, something else to do here in good old Venice Beach, Florida. We did get a lot of shells though. That's the good news. Lots and lots of shells. They're going through on our front runner table.
We were miles away from home, but the visit with our friends Daria and Bob brought a little of the Northwest to us in the Southeast. We started this journey on the curtails of the Oregon wildfires, and I mentioned our friends who had lost everything in the Alameda fire. Daria and Bob were those friends, but we were a country away from the worries of home and couldn't be happier to see them in a little brighter environment, so we decided to do some more shell hunting and soak up some of that sweet vitamin D.
What do you got? Going to get some food at Doc Ford's Bar and Grill. I feel like a Doc Ford with my outlaw get up. Well, dinner was awesome. Now we're catching the sunset, but not much to say about that, other than it's beautiful out.
When you're on the road, life seems to cruise by at 90, and we'd already spent almost 6 months away from home. Looking back, one of the biggest takeaways from our months on the road is just how much time is needed to actually see an area. I mean, I get it, it's nearly impossible to really get a grasp without being a full-time resident, but the time it takes to get a general feel of an area, I think takes a couple of weeks. And multiply that by the numbers of areas we'd like to visit, and you could see how living a life of travel could slip away without really having a good understanding of the destination. I guess what I'm trying to say is this life isn't for everyone, but for those of us who were born nomadic, we were meant to roam, and our little family still has so much to see, so we headed into the warm embrace of Key West, Florida.